Hello friend, this is Aryan Sharma from Being Versatile and I'm here to show you some of the very interesting maths magic trick to trick your friends. So let's get started. Trick number 1, and I call it summing up the nines. In this trick, first of all, ask your friend to choose any number between 1 to 100 and tell him to have a calculator, for you are not so good in calculations. Tell him to multiply it by 9 and then tell him to sum up the digits along with the demo. For example, if the number he chooses is 57, then multiply it by 57 and you'll get 513. So, sum up the digits means add 5 and 1 and 3, that you will get number 9. Similarly, for 83, multiply by 9, so you will get 747. 7 plus 4 plus 7, that's equals to 80. Now tell him that if he has gotten an even number, then divided it by 2 until it becomes an odd number. If he has got an odd number, then you have no worries. Actually, this trick can work with infinite number of numbers. Like I've said, choose a number between 1 to 100. Your friend can choose the number between 1 to 200, 1 to 1000, 1 to 1 lakh, etc. But the problem is with that, as you increase the digits or the zeros, the value will increase. For example, in 1 to 100, the sum will always come either 9 or 18. But if it goes to 1 to 1000, the sum will become 27. In that case, you have to divide it by 3 too. So it's better to choose 1 to 100, and it is better for the calculations too. Now every time the result will come as 9 only. The result can come as 18 also, but as we have divided it by 2 in the fourth step, the result will always be 9. Now, to do it multiple times and avoid the same answer, make your own sixth step and tell him to add or subtract a number from it. For example, you can say just add your lucky number into it and ask him to tell you his lucky number. For example, at the point where his answer is 9, and then tell him to add 7 in it or 6 in it, or the gods are saying to add 3 in it, and then you can in your mind add 9 plus 3, you can get 12. The other way to do it, ask him to say a number, he says 60, simple. Whenever he gets 9, just multiply it by 10, you will get 90, and from 90 onwards, ask him to minus 30 from it, and the result will come 60, which was actually the number which he said at first, and hence he'll freak out. He or she will freak out. That's the trick which I call summing up the nines. So let's move to the second trick. Trick number 2, race of odds. Now in this, again, you have to ask your friend to choose any odd number between 1 to 10. That is 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. And tell him to have a calculator, for you are not so good in calculation again. Tell him to add as many number of consecutive odd numbers as he wants. For example, if his number is 7 and he added 4 consecutive number. For example, his number is 7, so he will add in this manner. You have to tell him that 7 plus 9 plus 11 plus 13 and plus 15. As you can see, 7, 9, 11, 13 and 15, they all are consecutive numbers, and your answer is 55. Now, the trick is to tell him to subtract his answer from the nearest perfect square. In this case, the perfect square is 64, and when subtracted the number 55, it is 9. You see, 64 minus 55 is 9. And then ask your friend to tell the result. The result in this case is 9, the subtracted result. And ask your friend to tell this answer to you. Now the trick here is, if the subtracted answer comes 0, means the sum is actually a perfect square itself, then the number chosen will be 1. If it is 1, means the subtracted answer is 1, the number which the person has chosen will be 3. If it is 4, the number is 5, and if it is 9, the number is 7, and if it is 16, the number is 9. Say the answer and freak out your friend. So let's move to the third and the most important trick. Trick number 3. Over and over again. Ask your friend to choose any number between infinity and make sure he has a calculator, for he can't do it without it. In this case, he can choose any negative number, anything, a fractional number, even a rational number, anything, complex number, anything. Tell him to prepare a number series in the way mentioned here. Suppose the number which he chooses is 31, then the series will be 31, then the consecutive number 32, then 31 plus 32, that's 63. So the third number in the series will be 63, and so on. 32 plus 63, that become 95, then 95 plus 63, 158, then 158 plus 95, 253, and hence the series continues. So at last, if the number chosen is 31, the series will be 31, 32, 63, 95, 158, 253, 411, 664, 1075, 1739. Make sure that the series constitutes 10 numbers. Ask him to add all the numbers, that's 31 plus 32 plus 63 plus 95 plus 158 plus 253, so on. When you will add all these 10 numbers, you will get 4,521. So let's move to the next page. Yep. Now tell him to keep the sum of the series with him and just tell the 7th number of the series. Now if you remember the series, you will notice that the 7th number was 411. So when we multiply 400 by 11, we get 4,521, and that was the sum itself. Hence, you choose any number, whether it's a rational number or anything. When you will place a series of such numbers in an order, just like in a way which just I told you before, the 7th number when multiplied by 11 will give the sum of all the numbers, and that's a rule. And by this, you can definitely give your friend a poll from the review. Thank you, and please, if the person watching here is a maths genius, then please don't forget to tell me how all these 3 tricks were done and what's the principle behind them in the comment section. Subscribe it, share it, and don't forget to tell your experience when you astonishes your friend. Thank you very much.